Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Lyric, the creator behind Yo Doggies. In this video, we're going to learn how to play the 2 to 4 player game Oishii-Food Stall Clash, which is designed by me. This game brings you to the heart of Tokyo, where a brand new street food market has opened, run by 3 adorable doggies. And you are invited to help them create mouth-watering dishes and attract hungry guests. Whoever runs the most popular food stall will win. Let's see how to play this game and let the culinary adventure begin. To set up, find the 104 food cards and shuffle them into a face-down deck. Then find the guest cards and shuffle them into a face-down deck as well, and place 3 guest cards face-up nearby. Now, let's give each player their starting items, including 1 store card and 5 food cards. Players should place their store cards face up and reveal their power to other players while keeping the 5 food cards in their hand. Finally, let's select the first player randomly, and that's the setup. To play the game, players take turns, starting with the first player and going clockwise around the table. On your turn, you will perform one of the 4 possible actions. The first option is called Explore New Menu, simply meaning that you can draw a new food card. The second option is Cook the Food, which means you can play a food card from your hand onto the table close to your stall. There are 2 ways to play a food cards. You can play a single card or a linked group. So what does a linked group mean? In the top left corner of each food card, you will see the type of the food this dish belongs to. For example, this seafood udon dish belongs to udon. And in its top right-hand corner, it shows rice ball, meaning that this card can connect with a rice ball card to form a linked group. And you can link as many dishes as you want as long as your card matches with each other. If any of the food cards you played matches your store type, you may activate your store power. For example, in the linked group that I played, I have a rice ball card, and I ran a rice ball store, so I can choose to activate my rice ball store power, which is written here. You may give a food card from your hand to another player to draw 3 new food cards. The third option is Trade a Food, allowing you to trade a food card with another player to use their store power. For example, if I have a sashimi card that I don't want to use, I can play it at Julie's food stall and activate her sashimi store power for my use. The salmon sashimi card will now belong to Julie and stay in her stall. The last option is Serve the Guest. This action helps you to earn money towards the end of the game scoring. You can take a guest from the face-up display if the dish displayed in your food stall matches their requirement. And as you see here, there are 3 types of requirements. This little icon means the guest must be served with more than 4 food dishes connected with each other. And this one says the guest must be served with a linked set of food cards with a total price that's $15 or more. And the last one here, 2 things. The guests need to be served with more than 2 food dishes, starting with Oden. For my case here, I have 3 cards that link together, equals a value of 18, which is more than 15, so I can take Teddy as my guest. When you serve the guest, remember to check their bonuses. The gray background indicates the instant bonus activated when you serve the guest, while the brown background shows the tip bonus that's counted at the end of the game for scoring. Since I served Teddy, I get an instant bonus of gaining 2 more food cards. We recommend placing the guest card and the food cards together, setting them aside for easier scoring at the end of the game. And these are the 4 actions. There are 2 additional rules to keep in mind when you play the game. First, you can't hold more than 8 cards in your hands at any time during the game. If you wish to acquire new food cards, you must first discard enough cards to stay within the limit. The second thing is, you may rearrange cards that are already played on your food stall at any time during the game to create the best linked food set. One more thing to mention that makes the game even more interesting is the special food card called Sweets. You may notice its different design at the top of the card. This card can be linked with any other food types, but it has 2 unique uses. First, you may use it to activate any food stall power. You can perform the cook the food action and play it on your stall to activate your stall power. You may also perform the trade the food action to play this card on another player's stall to use their stall power. And you can use this card to serve guests. Each guest can be served with 1 sweets. For example, Bunny requires at least 3 dishes starting from Odin. Although I only have 2 linked cards starting from Odin, I can add a sweets card, which counts as the 3rd dish. And Bunny can be served now. The game ends when a certain number of guests are served. The information you can find from the rulebook. For example, in our 4-player game, when the 9th guest is claimed, the game ends. At the end of the game, you will count all the money you earned from serving guests. For my case, I served Teddy and Bunny. Adding all the dish price plus the guest tips gives me 39 at the end. Player with the most money wins. And that's everything you need to know to play Oishii. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I will gladly answer them as soon as I get a chance. I've put a link in the description of the video if you are interested in ordering the game. Thanks for watching. Bye!